Welcome to Big Top Under Construction. If this is your first time, it's under construction because the media I'm talking about is something I haven't personally finished, mostly because I like doing and watching too much stuff at the same time. Please leave your big spoilers at the entrance, and without further ado, let's start the show. Today in the spotlight is Delicious in Dungeon. It's still being released, so it's not totally my fault I'm behind on this one. I have not read the manga. Delicious in Dungeon stood out as a refreshing delight since the first trailer on Netflix. Something about it seems so inviting and cozy, even with the monster fights. A party of dungeon crawlers gets to a boss level fight and nearly bites the dust due to being weak from hunger. Saved by their skilled mage, the party is sent back to town damaged, but not dead. The mage herself, Fallon, however, was swallowed by the red dragon while protecting her team, a noble sacrifice any healer would make, I'm sure. This keys the start of a new adventure into the depths of the dungeon for Laios, Fallon's brother, Marcil, and Chilchuck, the only three from the original party who stayed. The goal is to rescue the eaten Fallon, which basically means speedrunning a dungeon that assumedly took the trio plus additional party members multiple days to traverse. As Marcel and Chilchuck strategize and discuss money and supplies, Laios has a silly little idea. Let's eat monsters. They roll with it from there. Thank God they run into Senshi. The stage is set to step into the dungeon and world of fine monster cuisine. Delicious in Dungeon has a fun, defined world that feels like it's forever expanding, at least so far. First rule of dungeon crawling, death is not the end. People die, but death is not the end, which is why going for Fallon's body is not a fruitless effort. If they can retrieve her body, she can be brought back to life. Video game rules, easy. However, if she is digested and her body destroyed, she's gone forever. Thus, the speedy pace the show clears the dungeon rooms in. It's a race against the red dragon's internal digestive tract. I can't wait to see what they cook it into. Second rule of dungeon crawling, if you want to eat monsters, have a Senshi. Senshi's introduction to the trio is that of a teacher who happens to be listening in on unsure students. He is presented as a salt of the earth man who's been eating monsters for years, much to the chagrin of people around him. To Senshi, monsters are livestock as much as cows or chickens. They are a resource of the earth Senshi respects and understands. He's an environmentalist, sharing the most responsible way to harvest man-eating plants and using dirt golems to farm vegetables. While assisting the trio on their quest, Senshi is a living monster guide, at least in the ways to cook them, which keeps the Monster of the Week theme interesting. You don't just get to see a fight, but a full-fledged meal created from the monster. It's like an extra little reward. Senshi is used to open the eyes of the characters who are more hesitant to the new food source, mainly Marcel and Chilchuck. Senshi urges them to try new things and have an open mind, that there's so much more to dungeons than meets the eye. This open attitude makes Senshi friends with just about everyone, even orcs, who he trades goods with, which is a sore subject for Marcil the elf. Marcil and Senshi have the most tension because of conflicting lifestyles. Marcil knows what she likes, and she's comfortable in the world of magic and a little bit of ease. She likes things her way, and honestly, Senshi, with all of his open-mindedness, isn't much different, making these two butt heads more than once. The first instant is with mandrakes, and the best way to pull them. Marcel knows of an ancient elf way, which includes tying a dog to a mandrake and having it run off. It does kill the dog, which Marcel is ashamed of, but it's the way she was taught. Senshi flat out does it his way, pulling the screaming root and cutting off its head quickly. Marcel is flustered at being upstaged by a dwarf whose idea was better than hers. She ties a bat to a mandrake and nearly gets herself killed as the screaming root is flown around the dungeon floor. She just needed to be right, and you can't blame her. A stranger has just inserted themselves into the small party and start showing the group how to turn everything they know about on its head. Up to this point in the story, Laios and Chilchuck had both been helpful, and Marcel had done things wrong, but in her own way with powerful but poorly controlled magic. You can't blame her for wanting to keep her place as a valuable original member of the team. Senshi kind of could feel like he's encroaching on her spot. Marcel points out the golems Senshi uses to grow vegetables are man-made using totems, and he shouldn't be doing that. Senshi tells her he has to keep them healthy because the golems keep stronger monsters from getting to the higher floors to torment weaker adventurers. They're both pretty sassy to each other, but it's, again, because they're so alike. Senshi preaches to try new experiences, but he hates magic and won't hear the words "try it" from Marcel. Senshi wants to do things his way, and they no way involve magic. Magic is unnatural and destructive to Senshi, and while Marcel is proving that magic is destructive, it's always with the best intentions in mind. It's how she knows how to assist. It's the way she's been able to assist her party, and it's been the right way until Senshi showed up. When trying to cross a deep lake, Senshi actually believed his bond with a Kelpie, a horse like monster, was strong enough to trust the horse like monster to help him cross the lake. This way, he could avoid the spell Marcel wanted to use on him to make him walk on water. Senshi thinks the magical solution is too easy and things should be a little bit hard. But he expected a monster to unfollow its instincts because he's different. He believes he bonded with the monster while caring for it. Unfortunately, like most stories with wild animals turned pets, the end scenario was the Kelpie trying to drown Senshi the second he got on her back, because that's what Kelpies do. Senshi does give in to the magic because it's his last option to cross the lake, and I hope we see some growth in his views on magic. Also, just because he accepted the magic doesn't mean it was easy. Senshi is a super stinky boy, and they had to wash him before Marcel could perform magic because he was so dirty the magic didn't take. We've seen Marcel complain about the food, but try it all. She even eats the jewel bugs, being as grossed out as she is, so Senshi, start using some magic. Or let magic be used on you, dude. While Marcel has the most moments of butting heads with Senshi, it's not just her. Senshi is inquisitive and he likes learning new skills because he lives alone. He has to learn things to take care of himself in the dungeon. Senshi doesn't rely on a team, as far as I know at least. When he sees a helpful skill, it's natural he'd want to learn it and keep it in his back pocket should he need it. When Senshi learns that Chilchuck's specialty is traps, he immediately wants to learn how to deal with them. He must deal with them every once in a while living in the dungeon. Chilchuck, however, doesn't want to give up his trade secrets. It's what he's good at. It's his job. Just like Marcel. His way or the highway. In a way, Delicious in Dungeon is not only about food, but teamwork. Senshi has to assure Chilchuck sharing skills is how to be a team, and it doesn't make him disposable. Senshi even teaches Chilchuck some basic frying skills and solidarity. A skill for a skill. Senshi is their cook, and he's giving up information to Chilchuck. Senshi knows that doesn't make him any less valuable to the team. Delicious in Dungeon doesn't just have themes of teamwork and trying things different ways, but also confidence. Third rule of Delicious in Dungeon, be confident you can do this. Again, mostly seen outwardly in instances involving Chilchuck and Marcel. Laios, when are we making you more than the haha eat monsters man? Where is your character development? Self-doubt is seen more in Marcel, see the man drink incident, as well as any time she gets to cast Fireball. It's big, loud, chaotic, and amazing. It's her spell, but apparently nothing compared to Fallon. Fallon is powerful, smart, gentle, and just about anything you could want in a healer, or maybe just a mage in general. She has a grace about her that inspires and enchants her party. Marcel feels inferior to that power now, being without Fallon, and suddenly being the party's main magic user. Marcel feels like she lacks the grace of Fallon's spells, as hers explode. Chilchuck's self-doubt comes from dealing with mimics. He's had no luck with them in the past, dying to several. When he sees one, he does everything to avoid it. He doesn't even tell anyone about it because he's worried they'll ask him to open it, which, they probably will. He pushes the mimic to the back of his mind until he's forced to confront it in a small locked cell. He does end up defeating it, and the group eats it, because of course they do. So I'm hopeful that Marcel's doubts are also dispelled as she proves her capabilities along the way. I can't talk about Delicious in Dungeon without saying, of course, I'm obsessed with the way the food looks and the recipes. I haven't looked, but I'm hopeful there is or will be a cookbook based on the recipes in the show. I like how close everything is to real dishes you can learn. Plus, it talks about the nutrition of each dish. We love promoting healthy eating. Delicious in Dungeon is a fun romp from what I've seen so far. I'm excited to see more and update you on my thoughts. I would recommend it to anyone who likes Monsters of the Week, low conflict anime. So far, low conflict. Again, as far as I know, it's almost weirdly slice of life feeling. A new adventure team has actually entered the fray recently, and I'm expecting some sort of rivalry. But who knows, because every time our main team runs into this B team, they're dead. So, we'll see where that goes. Until the next show, the curtain is closing. What is your favorite Delicious in Dungeon dish?